Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me for another video. So today is a combination of, I'm trying out a new primer that was suggested by a viewer. So I was really wanting to try that out. And then I thought I would just kind of do a quick little get ready with me and included just a few new products that I have and then some of the products that I maybe haven't shown on my channel for a little while. And these actually seem to be really popular on my channel. You guys really seem to enjoy these ones. And I know that because they get my most amount of views is the ones where I'm incorporating new products and older products. So if you're curious to see what products I'm using in this video today, let's get started. So the idea behind this video that kind of sparked my interest was I had a viewer reach out to me and ask if I had tried the Becca Backlight priming filter. And it was one of those products that is on my, I have my bucket list of products I want to buy. It's my to buy list and it's quite long, but this was one of the products on it. And what she was asking is if I've tried it because she thought it was similar to my Lise Watier. So I went out and grabbed the Becca. And then I'll take out my Lise Watier one. So I had used this one in a couple of videos ago, and I absolutely love this Lise Watier primer because it's just like a cream, like a gel cream, and it sinks into your pores so nicely. It gives you just a really nice illuminating glow with this one. So the viewer had asked if I had tried the Becca because it seemed like it was quite similar. So this is the Becca one, and they are like packaging wise, they're very similar. Like they're both glass, which is beautiful. And yeah, so I've been always curious to see how to try this one. So I think what I'm first going to do, we'll do a bit of a head-to-head, and I'll put one side with the Lise Watier, one side with the Becca, and see how that works. And this one is a pump as well, so that's really nice. And I think I'll just take, I'm not sure exactly how much to put. I think I'll take about that much. But if I read the back, it just says, more than just a primer, it's the secret behind the iconic Becca glow. Infused with 3 unique filtering luminescent pearls, each one adds a different drop of diffused light. Blended together, they result in a first-of-its-kind lightweight whipped fluid that creates a smooth canvas and acts as an instant filter. It blurs imperfections and gives us skin a healthy luminescent glow. So, I'm all over that. I love that. And it doesn't really have a scent to it. Maybe just like a bit of a citrus scent. But I want to put that right into this area here where I have my biggest pores and up on my forehead. And I love these type of primers. They just help your foundation stay on longer throughout the day. So I can see on this side here, it's definitely giving me that glowy look, which is really nice and very smooth. It's left my skin really soft. Okay, so next I'll go in with the Lise Watier, and I'll use about the same amount. And see how it's like a similar texture. And price-wise, they are very similar in price. I believe the Becca was $50, and that's Canadian. And the Lise Watier is about $45, so very similar. But yes, definitely they're both leaving my skin very soft. This one, the Lise Watier side, feels a little bit tackier. I think it's more because it's more of like a gel cream, but both very nice. And the Lise Watier really doesn't have any scent to it. But yeah, looking in the mirror, I can definitely, they are giving me illumination on both sides. And I think they're quite similar. What I've done is I've picked a foundation that I'm very familiar with, so I can see how the primer is going to act and how the foundation is going to look on it, and that way I can tell whether if one is if they're very similar or if one's better than the other. But overall, first impression, I think that they are very, very similar, so that's not a bad thing, considering that they're both very similar price points. So I've just let that sit for a few minutes. I always let the primer sit before I apply the foundation, but I think it really has helped right in here with those pores, and it has definitely smoothed out my skin. So I think that they're both doing what they claim to do, and let's see how the foundation applies to that. So like I said, I wanted to use a foundation that I'm really familiar with. So I'm going in today with the Maybelline, the Dream Radiant Liquid. I have this in the shade Classic Ivory, number 20. It's that one there. And this is one of my absolute favorite foundations. It's beautiful on the skin. It has one of those pump applicators, so I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. That's about 2 pumps. And I like this. It has a little bit of a thicker consistency. What I'm first going to do also is put my hair back a little bit here. That should help somewhat. Yes, they are definitely very illuminating and glowy. That is for sure. So that should be enough. But this foundation just makes my skin look flawless after I use it. And it evens out a lot of my like skin discoloration and stuff that I have. So far I would say that they're pretty evenly matched now that I have the foundation blended in. And I'm just looking at both sides. They're both giving me that glowy kind of dewy look, and everything is is smoothed out. It's helping just in this area here where I normally get my smile lines. Foundation will always settle into those. I can't help that. That's just the way it is. Yeah, so I think they both look very good with the foundation on. So that's a real bonus because Lise Watier is a Canadian brand, so I know a lot of people can't get that. So that would be a good alternative. The Becca would be a good alternative for you. And it basically is the same price. So if you're looking for a really nice illuminating primer, definitely I would recommend that. So we're just going to go in with concealer next. It's the Covergirl, the TruBlend concealer. And I have this in the shade Golden Natural, so M100. And we'll just also highlight the center of our face while we're at it. And we'll just blend all that in. So I don't know how it is for you guys, but our stuff is finally slowly starting to open up here and there. We have had some of the stores in the malls opening up and the restaurants. So that's nice to see. I still basically only go out to get groceries, and then it was nice being able to pick up a couple of these products that I was on the hunt for. And I always usually run the concealer up of my eyelid, and that just will help the eyeshadow stay on longer when I apply it, and it'll help so that also the eyeshadow isn't going to crease. So the rest I'm just going to blend in a little bit with my finger, because I always get a little bit of residual right in under the eye. I have some wrinkling, so that's all blended out. But that's a great concealer. It just takes away all the darkness that I have, and the coverage is amazing. It lasts pretty much all day. I did a comparison test between the Covergirl and the L'Oreal, and it ended up that I liked the Covergirl more. I found the L'Oreal, this was my opinion, I found the L'Oreal for me just kind of left my under eye a little bit drier than I would have liked. So, because I already have dry under eyes, so the Covergirl was a little bit more moisturizing. And then next we're going to go in with just a little bit of powder. I'm not going to put a lot on. So today I'm going to use the NYX Finishing Powder, the HD. And I have this in the shade Banana. I'm just taking like ever so slight amount on my brush. I put it right where I put all of that concealer, and then I run it under my eyes. And that's just going to give, with the color, the banana color, it's just going to give me more of a brighter under eye. And I like this one. It's not too drying, but see how it just gives a nice finish, and it's not too dry looking. It still is kind of letting that dewiness pop through, so I really do like that powder. So now I'm really excited because I also picked up an eyeshadow palette. I had a bunch of gift cards still. I think I've told you guys before, like my husband bought me a bunch of gift cards at some of my favorite stores. So that was very nice of him. I was able to go out and pick up a few things that I've kind of had on my list. So one of them was I wanted to try a new eyeshadow palette, but I've never had a Morphe one. So I went and picked up the Morphe. It's the 9T, the Neutral Territory. And I was so excited because I've never tried Morphe before, and I've heard so many good things about it. And yes, there was some cute, Morphe has like huge palettes, but I just wanted to like dip my toe into Morphe first. So I wanted to go with like a smaller palette first to start off. So I love the packaging. It's so nice. Like I love that matte black. That's beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's hard because when you're at the stores now, you can't look at any of the testers or anything like that. So I was just kind of going off of what I think these shades would look like. So it's kind of hard on the back of the packaging, but they are pretty true. I love that. Again, you guys, I'm Mrs. Neutral. Look at those shades. They're so stunning. And then I love the mirror. That is just stunning. Oh my goodness. So this would be great, a great palette for like a fall look. Because whenever I think of fall, I always kind of think of like warm browns and rusty colors. And then it's great. There was a little, like the little plastic that comes inside. It has all the names of the shades. I think we're first going to go in. This is called Meaty. And it's just that nice tan brown. And I'll use that one as my transition shade. And I'm just going to go in with my NYX brush. This is a number 16. It's just like a fluffy eyeshadow brush. But I've heard so many good things about Morphe eyeshadows. So it was one of my, I really wanted to try it list. Oh, they blend really nicely. And I love the color. And it really dawned on me when I was going through all of my eyeshadow palettes. And I did that tag video about all your eyeshadow palettes that you have. And then when I watched other people, and a lot of them had Morphe eyeshadow palettes and stuff, and I thought, you know what, I want to get myself one of those. And for the price, really, this was, I believe, $16. And I think at the drugstore, for an eyeshadow palette, I've actually spent more than that on some of those palettes. Like I know my L'Oreal, my peach one was even, I think, like $19. So yeah, that's a great price. Oh, I love the color. I just have done this side. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so that went on really nicely. And what is really blowing me away is there is no fallout. I mean, I am tapping my brush off like I normally do, but even after I do that, sometimes with some of my eyeshadow palettes, I still get fallout, but I am getting nothing. Like there's nothing under my eyes, so that is amazing. So I think what I'm gonna do is next go into this shade right here. It's more of like a chocolate brown, and that is called Pact. So P-A-C-T. And again, I just always, for when I first start off, I just take a little bit on my brush. I just dip that in and tap it off. And I want to darken this area here, so deepen the outer crease area. Oh, wow, that is really brown. Oh my goodness. So I'm just trying to concentrate it on the end. Wow, that is amazing. I can't believe how pigmented these are. Well, I guess that's why everybody talks about Morphe palettes. And there was a big one there that I probably will go back and get at some point, but it has some really vibrant colors. That would be beautiful. I know there was like a bright, some pinks and that sort of thing in the palette, but it's one of the bigger ones. So yeah, I'll probably at some point go back and get that one, but this is beautiful. I'm just surprised at how pigmented they are, but also how blendable they are. They're blending so nicely. Okay, so I think that's enough darkness on the eyes. But look at this shade here. I was just looking at this one. This would be so amazing to do like a smoky eye. That bit black, it was, oh, it's beautiful. Like look at how dark that is. Oh my goodness, that is dark. And like look at it, just stays on your finger. I've tried to wipe it off. Wow, that is pigmented eyeshadows. So I think what I'm going to do next is go in with this bit of a shimmer, because I always like to have a little bit of shimmer on my lid. So that one there, that is called Make a Deal. And I'll first try and see if it'll go on with a brush. If not, I will use my finger, because sometimes shimmer shades just go on better when you use your finger. So I'll dip my brush in there and just try and pack it on the center here. Oh, it's a really nice, like a coppery shimmer shade. That's pretty. Yes, this would be a definite beautiful palette for the fall. I can't wait to try some of this. Just going to see if I can pack just a tiny bit more on using my finger. Oh yeah, see? Wow. Yeah, that definitely put more on. And I'm just placing that in the center. And then just out of curiosity, I want to see, because sometimes when eyeshadows, they look a little bit shimmery in the palette, but they may not be as shimmery as I want them to be. So I'm going to try this beigey shimmer shade right there, and that is called Straight Up. And I want to do just a little bit of highlighting just under my brow bone, but if it's not enough of a shimmer, I'll just use my highlighter that I'm going to be using. It's actually a little bit more gold than it looks like in the pan here, but it's still quite pretty. So in the corner, I think I'll use my highlighter that I'm going to use. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this palette. That's beautiful. So I'm just going to quickly go off camera. I'm going to do my brows and my eyeliner and put some falsies on. And because you've seen me do it a million times. And yeah, I'll come back when I'm done all that. So see you in a second. Okay, so I just quickly did my eyebrows, which I used my Revlon, the Colorstay Brow Creator. And I have that in the shade medium brown. So I love it. It fills in my brows. It has two ends. And it also has like a defining little brush. So I've been really enjoying this one. It has the pencil on the end. Has the spoolie. And then in the middle, it has like a sponge. And I've been really enjoying that as it just kind of diffuses the hairs and blends the hair all together. It looks really nice. So I've been really enjoying that one. And I quickly threw on my eyeliner, is the Maybelline Hyper Easy. One of my absolute favorites right now. Comes in, where's the packaging? That's the packaging for it if you're looking. And I threw on just some mascara. I was trying to put on a mascara that would kind of go with this look. So I picked up the L'Oreal Voluminous, but I have that in the shade Deep Burgundy. And then the lashes, I just have the Ardell Naked Lashes on 424s. Oh, is that being blinded there? There you go. So those are my favorite lashes. I wear them all the time. But now I just want to do a little bit of tight lining and doing my bottom lashes. So first I want to put some color underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to use a mix of those shades that I was using on my top. I'm going to use a few of those and run that underneath my lower lash line. I am actually really pleased at how pigmented these shadows are. So you definitely just need a tiny bit. Like you basically just dip your brush into them and that gives you lots of powder. And next, because I kind of have a browny look going, like smoky eye look, I want to tightline, but I want to use like a brown instead of a black today. So I'm using my Infallible. This is the brown. I mean, I'm halfway through it here. I probably should go grab another one. But this will look really nice in the waterline. And then I'm also going to use it to tightline my upper waterline. And I like these ones because they are waterproof. And I like it just because it doesn't look as harsh as a black one. Don't get me wrong, I do like using black, but there's just sometimes where it just is so much. And then I'm just going to do my lower lash line with that same mascara in the Deep Burgundy. I just thought this would be a really pretty shade to complement the brown. And sometimes I just like having different colored mascaras. I think it's just a little bit funner than, I always wear black or I wear brown. And sometimes it's just nice to have a different color. I also have like the L'Oreal also makes a blue shade. I think it's called Cobalt Blue. And that's a really pretty shade too. And then I wanted to go in with a bronzer. I'm thinking, what bronzer haven't I used for a long time or they haven't seen on my channel? So I decided to go with the NYX matte bronzer. And I have this in the shade Light. Looking back, I probably could have gone for more of a deeper shade. And I like this one because it just deposits enough color on your face that it does look like a sun-kissed look and not too of a muddy brown. I think I've said that before on my channel. Some bronzers will just really look not natural looking. So that's why I like this next one. I have a few bronzers that I really do enjoy using. I thought it was a nice color to go. I went back and actually grabbed this one. I had another one in mind, and then when I saw kind of what look the eyes, so that's how sometimes what I do is once I create the eye look, and there's times where I've picked out a product to use, and then I thought, no, you know what? I think I'll go grab this other one. So that's why I kind of went with this one today. So for a blush, one of the ones that I haven't used a lot on my channel is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is number 35, and this is the shade Coral. And again, it's just a nice peach color. I think peach just looks so pretty on most skin tones. I'm just taking enough on my brush to coat it, and I want to just dab it on. I'm not going to brush it on, I'm just going to dab it because I don't need a lot of blush today. That bronzer has a really nice color to it, so I don't need to add any more. And I take it right back into my hairline. And I usually don't come past like my cheekbone. And then sometimes I'll just take a little bit on my forehead or my nose, depending on where I want more color. It's a really nice formula. It's not too powdery, which is nice. Sometimes a drugstore blush can be really chalky. So this one, I do really think that the formula is really good for that one. And for highlighter, I'm going to go in with my Physicians formula. This is the Butter Highlighter. And I know when I did a first impression on this, I really, really liked it. But it's such a pretty little package. Nice. And then when you open it up, it's like a screw top. But the formula is so, look at this. Oh my goodness. That is so pigmented. But I will be using a brush today. Sometimes I'll pat it on with my finger, but I will use a brush. Again, I'm very lightly just putting it into the container because this is very buttery, just like the name, but it glides on really smoothly. And this one I find, and again, the smell is amazing. This one I find doesn't settle, even though it's kind of like it is a powder, but with that butter texture, it doesn't settle into my fine lines as much as other powder highlighters, and that's because of the formulation. Yeah, this whole line, like the whole Physicians formula line, their bronzer. I haven't used their bronzer. It feels like forever, but I do want to try that because that's another look I want to do. I want to do a Physicians formula, like using all of their products. So I've been slowly collecting some of their stuff up. But can you see? Oh my goodness, like that is beautiful. Beautiful highlighter, and it's more of a goldy tone, which will complement this whole look, especially the eyes. And I'm going to leave that nice coppery color up above my, right underneath my eyebrows. But I'm going to take this highlighter and I'm going to do the corners of my eyes. That just brightens them right up. And I try not to bring the highlighter when I'm doing that down too far into underneath my eye, or that just accentuates all those little lines I have going there. And I'm taking some and putting down my nose. Cupid's bow. Wow, like look at that. That really can rival like high-end highlighters. My goodness. This actually reminds me of a little bit of the Fenty Beauty, the Rihanna makeup line. I don't know if you've ever tried some of her highlighters, but it is kind of similar to this. So for the lips, because I'm trying to keep it more neutral because I do have a more of a coppery eye look going, I want to keep my lips more neutral. So this is the L'Oreal Color Riche. I have this in Timeless Coral, but it's a really pretty shade. And I like this one because it's creamy, but it's not too stiff as other lip liners. It's not as creamy as my NYX one, but it is quite a nice pencil. And I always overline my lips with the lip liner and fill the lip in with the whole lip liner, and that just helps your lipstick stay on longer. And then for a lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. These are incredible lipsticks, and this is in the shade Poet, but these literally stay on all day. I haven't found another formula that stays as long as this one does. And what I like to do with these ones is I let one layer dry, and then I will apply a little bit of a second layer, and wow, it is not going to budge. And I like this lipstick because it's not like sticky, which surprises me for when usually a liquid lipstick dries down. Sometimes it does have a little bit of like either a bit of a stickiness or it's really, really dry. Like some of them are too drying, but this one just leaves enough of leaves enough moisture on your lips that they're not going to dry out, and this will last all day. Like it is right now about 1:30 in the afternoon, and this is going to last me until tonight when I'm going to bed. Like seriously, it's amazing. But yeah, this is the completed look, and I really liked how this turned out. I really was trying to watch the two primers because I've been in here for quite a while. I know it probably doesn't seem like it from all the editing that I do, but when I'm in here doing this, it's you're actually sitting here for quite some time. So I've had a lot of time to assess the primers. And when I look at both sides, like if I'm looking at, this was the Lise Watier side over here, and this was the Becca. My pores actually on the Lise Watier side, especially in here, seem a lot more blurred, which surprises me because the Becca is supposed to, it actually does say on there that it is for hiding your imperfections and blurring them. And the claims on the Lise Watier is fresh and luminous. This cream gel glides on smoothly and melts upon contact with your skin, offering a soft and radiant glow, enhanced by delicate pearls in one universal shade. But I think, quite honestly, that the lines are more blurred on this side here. Like if I can really kind of see the close-up on this side compared to this side. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm pleased with the new products that I also tried. So the Becca product, I mean, it's very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. And my skin feels like they both feel really soft. Both sides feel really soft. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it to the Lise Watier side where it's definitely more of a blurred look. And they're both glowy. Like I still, you know, minus the highlighter that I was watching it even before I put the highlighter on. I still had a bit of glow going, but I'm quite impressed. So, and then the Morphe eyeshadow palette, that is stunning. You'll be definitely seeing this more and more in my tutorials. But yeah, and I'd be a little bit scared to use that black, but at the same time, I really would like to do a smoky look. So we'll see. I'll have to play around with that first before I do it on camera, because when you start doing things on camera, and a lot of the times, sometimes they don't end up how you want them to look. So I'll have to maybe just play around with that before I go on camera with it. So yeah, I think, you know, for the most part, most of this, if you're familiar with my channel, you've probably seen me using it here and there. But that's the fun of playing with makeup, and I like using different products and creating different looks. And so with this eye look and this new palette, I can't believe how nice and bronzy it looks, and like a bronze nice summer look. So, and especially with the lip, that kind of gives me summer vibes as well. These are some of my funnest videos to do because I do like buying new products and trying them out. But at the same time, I know not everybody can run out and grab new stuff. I certainly can't afford to be running out and grabbing new stuff all the time. So I like to show what I have and just create different looks with that sort of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to be a part of my little world here on YouTube. And if you like this sort of content, give it a thumbs up. I have some interesting videos coming up in the next few weeks. I have, today was like, I got up this morning and I didn't even know this morning what kind of video I was going to do yet. I was had so many ideas in my head of what I wanted to do. And I just kind of came up with this one, but I have so many other ones that I'm trying to plan and figure out how I want to do them. So stay tuned for that. And I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope you're staying safe. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a great week. Bye.